There are so many morning routines out there on YouTube, on social media. You've got like Ashton Hall showing his like perfect morning routine start. You've got other people showing, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. The best routine that works for me personally that I found out, it's you can have routines where you like wake up, you have an instant cold shower, you do like meditate, gratitude journaling, and then that's it. That's kind of your routine. That's kind of what I did for maybe half a year or something. There is a morning routine that's even better. You've maybe seen something like this online before, but to actually win in life, you want to win every single day. And to do that, the first thing in the morning, you want to do something that you win at. You want to do something that you start the day off with the win. You know, you don't want to just wake up, get out, go on your phone and be like, oh shit, I already feel like rubbish. You truly want to do something that's going to set the mood for the entire day. Worst comes to worst, you need to get into a position where, let's say, something bad in the morning happens. You can project from that. You can still level up from whatever happened and still continue to win and succeed. Yeah, you might relapse, whatever, but it's about getting knocked down, back down to your feet, and still getting up and, you know, walking further, running further, and keep trying to succeed at life. So, I'll do like a step by step of my routine and what your routine should look like for the week. Pretty much, it doesn't start at the morning routine. Every good morning routine starts the night before. You need a really good night's rest. People keep saying, oh, sleep's just sleep, it's not that important. Sleep is the number one thing, the number one drug, let's say, you need in your life. Without sleep, you can't function as a human being. Like, sleep is basically the number one priority. Yeah, you've got like water, food, blah, blah, whatever, but sleep, you need to prioritize your sleep. You can like sleep max or whatever people call it these days. Anyway, so ideally, you want to be having like 8 hours of good sleep. To like get this, basically, you want to have maybe, it's great to have 10 hours in bed time because, sometimes you wake up, whatever, but realistically, there's not enough time in the day to have 10 hours in bed. So what I do is, I actually have like in bed without actual sleeping. So basically, this is every single day. My alarm goes off at 8 p.m. Right? At 8 p.m., my alarm goes off. I've got half an hour to brush, floss, and shower. So I've got half an hour for that and to get like ready for bed if I need water or if I put a mouth tape and then I put the thing for the nose to improve my breathing quality and so, I don't fucking rip open the mouth tape throughout the night trying to gasp for air. That's at 8 to 8:30. From 8:30, I don't have an alarm. I have a downtime set on my phone. So basically, I can't use my phone from 8:30 to 6 a.m. 8:30 to 9:30 is my designated reading time. Basically, what that means, from 8:30, I have like an hour to like read pretty much, but after half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, I'm just like, I'm too tired. I can't read for this long. So I'd say around like 9:15, that's when I close my eyes and I'm a quick sleeper, so I fall asleep. If you're like, if it takes maybe like an hour and a half for you to fall asleep, those like long ass time, you're probably going to have to shuffle this time a little bit backwards. Maybe you have to start getting ready for bed a little earlier, maybe you have to read for longer to get yourself to sleep. Basically, you don't want to get like stimulated by shit. So like, yeah, when I'm showering, I'm listening to music, I can like vibe and everything, but I've already gotten to a point where my body goes through the same routine every single day that, it knows it's 8:30, it knows it's reading time, and then it's like, shit, let's go to sleep. So I'll just knock it off. Also, one thing that you can do is on your phone, put red light and have it like night shift and have that the entire day. You want to like eliminate as much blue light. My computer is like quite red. My phone is like not super red, but it is red. It's like you want to eliminate the blue light filter. So you do that the whole entire day when you're on your phone. Of course, try to keep your time limit. Mine's usually like an hour, something like that, average. After this, like 9-ish p.m., when you finish reading, maybe 9:30, sometimes for me, I close my eyes and I get around 8.5, sometimes 9 hours of sleep. Proper sleep, I'd like to think it's around 8 hours, but it's what my body is used to. I'm not like sleep deprived. I don't feel tired throughout the day. Of course, sometimes, when you're like doing a lot of crazy shit, but that is my sleep schedule. And now we move to the morning routine. So every single day, apart from one day of the week, I wake up at 6 a.m. The other day, I wake up at 5 because I have an earlier start. At 6, I wake up. My morning routine has get up, get dressed, get some water in your system. I have like a whole tablespoon of honey that I like suck on. And then 15 minutes, I have stretching. So basically, I'm stretching my lower body only. I'm rolling on foam mats. I'm getting my hamstrings like stretched, legs stretched, calf stretched, quad stretched, glutes stretched, everything basically trying to get as stretched and like warm as possible, because from 6:30 I have a 5 kilometer run. Now this run takes me around 25 minutes, and I was doing it every single day until the part, I started to get shin splints, and I realized that, if I'm bulking, if I'm trying to put on weight, running every single day, all this weight on the feet isn't as good. So I've switched from running every single day to running Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, I'm on bike. So I'm basically cycling. Look, it doesn't have to be, it's not about putting like 20 Ks in on the bike or 5 Ks on the run. It's basically for that half an hour, you want to get out of the house, it's still dark, and you want to do some activity that sets the mood for the day. This activity basically, you've already won. All right. So you start the day with a win. Once you do this, after those 7 a.m., you've got your run, whatever, cycle, whatever, of course, try to ideally put one day into the week where it's rest day. So you're not like overworking your body crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, you're quite young. It doesn't matter. I think you can go full throttle. I'm still training every single day. And this is like, I just say like more of a morning routine, because, people do morning routines where they do this, where they do that. But ideally, you want to start with something where you win. After the 7, I've got half an hour to shower, just kind of calm down. I've got 10 minutes of meditation, and then I have gratitude journaling in my journal. So, you just got to journal and just write what you're grateful for the day. It's not simple. It's not rocket science. Just write that. At the start, it might feel stupid. You might be thinking there like, fuck, what am I grateful for? You might be quite stupid, but you can actually be grateful for anything. You can be grateful for sitting here watching this video right now. You can be grateful that you woke up, There's people in life that just don't wake up. They die in their sleep. So you can be grateful for that. Whatever it is that you're grateful for, you write that in your journal. Hits like roughly 7:30, and I've got my first meal of the day. Sometimes it depends what I eat. Usually it's the same, but that is just, mince, kumara, and eggs. That's the whole meal. I've got an hour to cook it and eat it. After that, I have YouTube. So 1 hour of deep work where I record videos, script videos, whatever. After that is like a pre-workout meal before the gym, which is usually blueberries and yogurt. Then it's the gym. Then it's sauna, cold plunge. Usually after food and YouTube, this stuff isn't super, super set. Like sometimes I'll hit the gym later because I just, hitting gym in the morning, you don't get personally for me, you're not as strong as in the evening, and it's not as good as a workout when you hit it later in the day. So personally, sometimes I hold on. Sometimes I've got work, so sometimes I don't even get the YouTube part. I just get a meal and then I gotta go do some work, do some job, whatever. But I always try to tend to come back to the whatever you have set later on in the day. So usually the strictest point has to be, you wake up, you get dressed, get some sort of sugar in you, ideally honey for that run, or maybe some fruit. Don't go for like some processed shit, whatever. You do that, do your stretching. Stretching is important, otherwise you're gonna cramp up your legs and it's not gonna be fun. Do that half an hour of designated whatever you want. It can be simple as just walking. Like you can just do half an hour of walking or whatever, rain or shine, right? Just because it's raining doesn't mean, oh, today I'm going to skip. No, it's not the point. Then you got half an hour of, you shower, cold shower, it has to be a cold shower. You meditate, gratitude journal, then you have an hour of cooking, then your YouTube work, whatever. This can be something completely different. You can stop here at the food and then set your gym workout sometimes else. But the thing you actually want to try is having this early wake up 6 a.m. because a lot of people are still sleeping at this time, and you are the one who's actually going to win. You are the one who's really waking up trying to do better than himself, because what I've realized is you're not productive in the evening. People say, oh, I'm more productive in the evening. I'm productive at like 1, 2 a.m. You're not actually. You're most productive throughout the day and in the morning. In the evening, you kind of just feel like, already feel like shit. Already just want to go sleep. And the evening isn't actually the best time because you just start doing stupid shit in the evening. You start scrolling, you start watching movies, I don't know, whatever. So the best time I'd say to wake up at 6 a.m. Of course, one day of the week I wake up at 5, rest else at 6 a.m. Even if it's like a rest day or if something's happening, I still wake up at 6 a.m. So try this morning routine, and I promise you, you are going to see a lot of success, not just in general, the way you look and the way you perform, but how you will feel. I'll catch you in the next video, brother. Peace out.